Hey, you fucking pricks. It's Lamentable Podcast here with another episode of Lamentable Podcast. As always, it's your hosts, Josh and Kyle. Kyle, what's up?
Well, howdy. Not much is going on.
This is episode 10 of Lamentable Podcast. We have done 10 episodes now, which is very cool.
Our first milestone.
Yes, so cool. We are on our way to stardom already with 10 episodes.
So we can have like 1,300 episodes like Joe Rogan or whatever. Maybe one day we'll get there.
Yeah, I think he's on like upwards of 1,600 now.
Oh.
And he also has, he doesn't count, he counts the MMA ones separately. So he's just like, oh. And I think he's almost got like 60 of those. I might be wrong though.
When did he start his podcast?
A very long time ago. A very long time ago. Anyways, we've been having some computer issues. We were supposed to record this podcast like 2 days ago, but our computer was acting up, and it took us like an hour to get it fixed, and then all of a sudden something else started acting up, so...
Yep. Voice meter would like pick up the mics for a second and then just stop and then crash. I don't understand what it was doing, so we just kept messing with it, and all of a sudden it just started working.
Yeah, that's always
We literally didn't change anything. It just started working by itself.
And then we were like, okay, cool, finally, it's fixed, whatever, we can fucking finally record. And then Audacity, not fucking Audible,
where our podcast should be.
On Audacity, we tried testing the recording, and it wouldn't work. It wouldn't let us listen back on it, so we could tell if it was okay or not. And we were like, okay. So we tried a bunch of shit and fiddled with that for like 20 minutes, and finally got that working, so that's good. And now you can hear us, and we can hear ourselves.
Craziness.
It's finally okay after technically 2.5 days of fucking with the fucking computer.
Yeah, it was fun.
You gotta love it.
Gotta love technology. Even in 2018. Even in 2019, it just doesn't want to work.
Yeah. Next year is 2020, but, fucking computer you can't just plug a fucking microphone in and it'll work.
Nope. Everything's still a hassle.
They're like, oh, we're going to have such high technology. Wow.
Imagine. I mean, I can kind of understand why old people have trouble, but... Because sometimes stuff legitimately is just like, nah, I'm good, bro.
We've been using these two programs for the last fucking couple months now, and now they're just deciding to be fucking
no
stupid.
issues with them up until all of a sudden, like 2 days ago.
And they just decided they'd not want to work.
So, fun stuff.
Other than that, nothing's really been going on with me. I'm working, as always, at my sick cricket store.
Today I went to pick up Josh, and Josh's boss was there, but I didn't know, because it was past 8 o'clock, so I thought the store was closed. So I opened the door, and I go, "Ree?" Just, make a weird noise, because why not? And Josh's boss just comes out and looks at me like, what the fuck is this kid?
It was really funny, too, because I heard the door open and I knew it was going to be Kyle, but then all of a sudden he was just like, "Ree?" And I was like, I just turned around and put my finger up, and my boss walks through the door, and he's like, "Oh, so you can leave now." And I was like, "Oh, okay, are you sure?" It was pretty funny, though.
Yes, I picked him up and we went to Walmart so I could buy pants, because I have a job now at Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut's pretty sick.
Yes. I'm a delivery driver, as I think we've talked about before at some point.
Yeah, you said you were going to be like a delivery driver for like Uber Eats or something.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I think on the last one you did say you were applying, or you were going to have an interview with Pizza Hut.
I don't remember. No, I might have said I applied Domino's, but I...
Oh, yeah, that's what it is.
But, because Domino's is right around the corner from my house. But Domino's never got back to me, so I went to Pizza Hut. and they interviewed me, but I actually work in the next Pizza Hut, the town over.
Yeah, because our Pizza Hut's just too packed.
Our Pizza Hut has enough delivery drivers, apparently.
They were just like, well, sorry, bud.
I'm kind of happy because the next town over is significantly richer than the town we live in, so I'm going to get those sick tips.
Yeah. Like, oh, here's $20 for delivering my $20 pizza. It's like, thank you. I sure do like it.
Yeah. And on Tuesday, when we were supposed to record this, I had my first day of orientation, and I was there for 2.5 hours, and the computers weren't working. So I got like maybe 15-20 minutes of work done, which was exciting. And then I came to Josh's, and the trend of computers not working continued.
Yeah, that's good stuff right there.
Like, I did my first two lessons, I guess, which are just stupid videos, and you like play games, basically. You basically just point and click on stuff.
I had that kind of training when I was starting off at 7-Eleven, and it was literally like 3 days worth of videos and stuff, and I had to do like quizzes and shit. It was so dumb.
Yeah, it's basically the same at Pizza Hut.
They're like, you have to watch these so you can't sue us, lol.
So I did the first two, and then I went back to like the main menu, and I clicked on the next one, and it was like error, and then the page refreshed, and it was just completely got rid of all of the progress I had done. And I was like, oh! And I'm like, I'm not watching those again. So they let me go, and then I came back today, and I didn't have to watch them, so that was good.
Sick. Did you drive today?
I just drove my boss around. She was just like, take me for a ride so we can see if you can actually drive. She was like, okay, you can drive, obviously.
How was that?
It was just stupid.
Was it, like, awkward as fuck?
I just drove around the block because I'm like, okay, I can obviously drive. I drove here.
That sounds so stupid. They're like, yes, let me get in your car and you shall drive around the block so I can see if you can drive well.
Speaking of driving, when I was coming home on Tuesday, there was a guy in front of me, like directly in front of me, and he had a car. He was trying to change lanes, and a car was like right in his blind spot, and he started turning into the lane, and he legitimately was like 2 inches away from crashing into this car right in front of me, and then he swerved back over.
Jesus Christ.
So I almost just witnessed a car accident right in my face.
At least with that, if it was on transit, you were probably going fast enough to where if he spun the one car out, they would have just both went the other way before you hit them.
Yeah, I had my foot on the brake. I was ready. I was like, okay, and then he swerved back over, and I'm like, all right, don't.
That happens like every 2 seconds on transit, so it's not super surprising, really.
Yeah, not really, but I legitimately thought he was going to hit him. He got so fucking close.
That's pretty good.
It would have been funny if I saw it, honestly. I also saw, this was years ago, but I was driving behind this trailer, this like pickup truck pulling a trailer, and the trailer was like stacked with like hay bales, but there was a ton of hay bales on it, like a lot, and it was really heavy, and I could tell it was really heavy, and I'm just driving behind this car, or this truck, and the back tire, because I think the trailer had 2 wheels, like on each side, and the back tire of the trailer just popped off, rolled away, hit a mailbox like a ramp, and flew up in the air. And I was like, oh.
Wait, was that when you were going to work that one day?
Yeah, I was coming back from work.
You told me about that.
It was when I used to work for school. I used to work like in the mornings, and then I would go to school in the afternoon. And so I was coming back from work the one day, and I just see this tire roll off and hit this jump and go flying. I'm like, sick.
I wish I could have seen something like that. That seems pretty lit to just see. Just like,
Yeah, and then the guy pulled over and assessed the damage, I'm sure.
He was like, what the fuck? Literally the odds. Just like, I must not have tightened that bolt good enough.
Yeah, literally the odds of that happening and me seeing it are so small, but I did. How exciting.
Just jumps a mailbox, goes flying in the air.
The mailbox was like bent too. Like the next day, I drove down that same road, and the mailbox was just bent at like an angle.
They just didn't fix it
Because it was like, I don't
Or
know
was
if
it,
they knew
super
what
messed up.
I don't know if they knew what happened at that time.
Damn.
But I mean, it was a fast road too. It's like a 60-mile-per-hour road, so the tire was fucking going when it came off.
That'd be pretty sick. I hope I get to see something kind of like that, and hopefully it's not towards me when I'm driving.
Yeah, maybe the tire will come flying at you like Final Destination style.
Oh yes, that'll be fantastic. So, we are in the process. Well, tomorrow, if you happen to listen to this before Friday, when I put it up on Spotify, because today's Thursday, so I'm gonna probably upload this once it's done. If you happen to hear this before, tomorrow we are going to a semi-pro local boxer that we have, and we're going to try and see if we can sponsor his upcoming title fight with our podcast. We're going to get our logo on his team shirts and stuff, and I'm hoping that is pretty sick.
I think that would be pretty cool. Our logo that we made, and like, I don't know how quick you made that.
I made it in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it looked like you made it really quick. There's not much to it.
Yeah, but it's, I don't know.
A logo's a logo, I guess. It's better than just the words.
It's pretty much, I just wanted something that wasn't the words, even though the words are still in it, but at least it's something now. So, the picture for this one is going to be posted as well, along when I post this. So if you're watching this on Spotify, you'll be able to see the picture. And when it's uploaded on YouTube, whenever we do that, we'll have the new logo up there. But basically, it's just a circle with a line halfway through it, and then the words Lamentable Podcast in the middle, with kind of the same font that it is now on the gray stuff, that the gray logo that we have. But I'm hoping, I'm hoping that he's gonna be okay with it, because he what he usually does is he puts small businesses and stuff on there that we have around town. But I mean, I don't know if he's gonna reject our money though, so we'll see. If you're listening to this, Joe, give us some sick advertisement, boy.
That would be cool.
What I'm hoping is we sponsor his title fight. We get our logo on the t-shirts. I'm hoping he gives us tickets or something.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when you sponsor somebody, they usually kind of, I don't know.
They help you out a little
unless
bit.
I'm thinking of it wrong.
I feel like he would at least give us
I don't know if he will.
but
At least I want a shirt with our logo on it. That's all I want. That's what I'm hoping we can get a shirt with our logo on it. That would be pretty cool. But if we get a ticket, that'd be pretty sick. I mean, they're only like $30. I looked at the tickets. The VIP tickets are like $70, but it's the fucking Keenan Center, so it's just like, you've been to the Keenan Center before, so you know.
Yeah.
Like, it's not really super spectacular. It's kind of like plastic bleacher seats.
Yeah,
But
it's our tiny city. I don't even know what it's like.
it's like a recreational center.
Yeah, like rec center kind of, but they just have events there. The last time I was there, I think, was for a cat show.
A cat show? Sick.
Yeah, so it was just a bunch of cats.
I've never heard of that before, actually.
It's pretty cool. They just have a bunch of cats there, and then the cats are judged on specific
They're
things.
like, yes, your cat is very cute. 10 points.
Basically, I don't really know what they can judge them on, but
They're like, does your cat bite the fuck out of me when I pet it? Very nice, kitty. 10 points.
so yeah, I mean, that was a while ago. I've also been there for a circus.
They just do everything there. It's the only like big area that we have around here that can fit a bunch of people.
Yeah.
There's like soccer fields outside, and isn't there goalposts out there for football?
I don't think so.
Or there used to be?
Maybe.
I don't know.
We played football in their parking lot at like 11 o'clock at night one night because they have lights in their parking lot, and we really wanted to play football. So we were just like, all right, let's
Whatever
go play in the
works.
parking lot.
Oh, speaking of which, those tennis courts that are near my house over there, they have lights that you can turn on
Yeah, I know.
back there. That's pretty sick. So this summer we'll have to do some sick tennis.
Nighttime tennis.
It's the best kind of tennis. I'm trashed here at tennis anyway, so it'll be pretty memey.
I'm awful at it as well, so that's good. It'll be a good time.
So yeah, tomorrow we're meeting with him in person. It's not like a secretary or anything. We're actually meeting with Joe. I'm not gonna say his full name until we actually get it done, just because, in case it doesn't work out, then it doesn't really matter anyways. But
Yeah.
either way,
I don't even know his last name, so.
but he's just a local semi-pro boxer in our town, and we're meeting with him tomorrow to see if we can sponsor his event, his title fight in July or June. Pretty sure it's July 8th or some shit.
What title is it for?
I don't know. It literally just says title fight.
Oh.
But he has a bunch of fucking belts. Like, he posts pictures on his Instagram, and he's just got like 6 belts all around him, and I'm like, okay.
I don't really know anything about boxing, so.
Me neither. So basically what I'm going to do is, if we sponsor this, I'm going to ask him if he wants to be on the podcast at any time. Because if we can get him on the podcast, just have our first like actual guest, it'd be pretty beamy.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
But we'd have to just look up a bunch of shit about his career. We'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
so you did this and that.
We're like, wow. You punched that guy.
I don't know. I like boxing stuff just because I watch a lot of Joe Rogan, so I know like some stuff about it, but I don't know anything about him specifically, other than the fact that I know he's had his last fight was like 2 years ago at the Keenan Center. But I don't know. It would be pretty cool to have an actual like famous person on.
Yes.
So I mean, because he
Local famous person.
Yeah, local famous person, because he is pretty well known around Lockport. Like, literally everybody knows him. So, whatever.
It's like last year, my one cousin fought like in Rochester and like some MMA thing, because he's like a semi-pro MMA fighter.
Wait, what?
My one cousin that's an ex-Marine.
I did not ever hear about this.
Oh, I have a cousin that's an ex-Marine, and he fights like semi-pro
That's sick as fuck.
UFC, and I went to his title fight last year that he won. It was versus a Canadian guy. All the matches that day were Americans versus Canadians, and all the Canadians won except for my cousin, who was American, obviously.
Wait, was it like actual UFC?
It wasn't US. It was like some local.
Oh, so it was like a kind of like UFC?
It was still
the same
semi-pro.
kind of fighting?
It was semi-pro. It was still the same type of fighting. It was just.
Did he get a bunch of money?
I have no idea.
That's sick as hell. I literally never do that ever.
Yeah, he was a bomb squad. He used to drive a car for the bomb squad
Sick.
in like Iraq or something like that. And then he came home and he still might work in a prison, I don't know, as a guard.
Oh, he was the CEO?
Yeah. So he's a tough guy. He would kick my ass. He would kick a lot of people's ass
definitely.
any day.
I mean, he probably already could have, even before he did any MMA stuff.
Apparently they wanted him to do hand-to-hand combat when he like was in the Marines, but he was like, fuck that, I don't want to die.
Yeah, literally, that's the easiest way to fucking get fucked up. Because they're like, oh, yes, hand-to-hand combat. Ooh, oops, I accidentally brought a goon.
Not that I really understand how hand-to-hand works in, like, war.
Yeah, me neither. But I'm just autistic, so it's fine.
Yeah, I don't really know how it works either. But, so yeah, I went to that, and he won, and it was in Rochester, and it was pretty cool.
I actually do kind of... I'm hoping it gives us tickets, just because I actually do want to go see the fight, and it'd be nice to not have to buy the tickets, but... Yeah. I might actually, if it ends up not happening, I'll actually probably end up just buying them. And then...
Be sick. Maybe we'll get all the perks and get, like, sideline stuff. And be able to sit right down there. And we're, like, screaming at him. And we're like, Joe!
Like, yeah, that's our fucking logo! Oh my god! Look at the back of his shirt! Oh my god! Look, it's our fucking logo!
It's really tiny, probably.
It's probably... They're like... Yeah, this one's not so important, so...
How much money is it for?
It's $250.
$250?
It's $250. I don't know the process. He didn't say anything about it. So I don't know if we have to fill out like paperwork or anything like that, or if it's going to be just, hey, here's a picture of our logo. Here's $250. Okay. So I don't know how it's going to work. I'm hoping it's just smooth and easy, because I don't want to fill out paperwork. That'd be kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Ooh, excuse me. I'm kind of thinking we might have to put it on like a flash drive and give it to them,
Yeah, we might.
because they
Like
might
a
have to
really
like
high
give
quality
it.
image.
Yeah, they might have to give it to them. I have the transparent full quality version. And I emailed it to myself, so we'll just put it on a flash drive just in case. But if not, then I'll just send them a picture over Facebook and be like, here you go. I don't really know how it's going to work, but we'll see what happens. I'm sure they'll probably need the transparent version on a flash drive or something.
Yeah, probably.
Or have to email it to them or something, which won't be that big of a deal since I already have it. So I'll just forward it to him and be like, here you go.
Yep.
And he's like, yes, this is fantastic.
Just accidentally send him like that boy meme or something.
And he still puts it on the back.
You're like,
of the shirt.
oops, sorry.
He puts a Dat Boy meme on the back of his fighting team shirts. Oh, that'd be fantastic. It'd just be like, this is our logo. And he's like, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know what he's going to say. I kind of feel like he's going to not want to, but I don't see him or anybody rejecting money.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what happens.
Well, it's not like we're like some weird like company, like a dildo company or something.
Yeah, but I just don't know if they're going to be like, it's a podcast, though, and it says the podcast. I don't know. I'm just assuming. I always think negatively about stuff like that, so we'll see.
I don't know.
We
You're
won't
gonna
know.
you're gonna have to go by yourself because I'm gonna be gone. I think.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
I think I'm gonna be on vacation in Letchworth State Park.
How's that going to go? What are you doing there?
I don't know. I'm just gonna go and camp and
By yourself, or is your family going?
not by myself. No, with my family.
Do they do that often?
Yeah, we just want to get the trailer out for the first time this year.
That's pretty sick. I would go, but I'm poor.
Yes, and you have to work, I assume.
Yeah, I have to work Saturday, so whatever.
Yeah, I assume it's like also for my mom because it's Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah.
My mom wanted to go somewhere.
Well, that'll still be pretty sick, dude. You'll be in nature, bro.
Yeah, bro. It'll be lit.
I'm one with nature this weekend, guys.
I finished my drink over here and I don't know what to do with myself now.
Because you want to get another drink?
I guess. I just don't know what to do with myself.
I don't understand.
I don't understand either, so don't worry about it. So we're sitting in your new room in your apartment.
Yeah, I switched rooms. Hopefully it doesn't sound too echoey on the mics. We have our gain turned all the way down, and the mics are pretty close to our faces, so I'm hoping there's no like weird echo or anything like that. But yeah, now I have a new room. It's literally like 2.5 times the size of my old room. One of my roommates left, so I got not a new room, but I got the bigger room all to myself now, so that's fucking cool.
Yes, before we would have to sit on his bed. Well, I would sit on his bed.
And I would sit on a kitchen chair that I brought into my room.
In
But now I have a
tiny little
fucking
room.
couch in my room, which
Yes,
is sick as
you get to
fuck.
chill on the couch.
We're just chilling on a fucking couch. I'm literally laying on my back on a recliner right now, just fucking recording a podcast, you know.
Mine also has a recliner, but I can't get it out because it's up against the wall.
You gotta pull it just a little bit, and then put your hand in there, and yeah, something like that.
I mean, I know where it is, but
That's what I always do, but it is annoying because it's right up against the wall.
Well, I'm not going to do that because I'm stupid. It sounds like I feel like I can hear like the street noises from this room because this room's like in the corner.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it'll be caught up on the microphone or not, but
Yeah, I don't know.
I know
either.
I can hear them pretty
Well,
easily.
I'm right next to the window, and earlier it was pouring rain, and I could hear it like crazy.
Maybe it'll be through it'll have some sick background noise of the rain. It'll be like, oh, fancy podcast time.
It was pouring rain, and now it's like completely calm out all of a sudden.
It's been off and on all day.
Yeah.
It's fucking shitty spring weather.
Gotta
It was
love
super nice this morning. It was like 75 degrees, which is fucking ridiculous for May. Early May, anyways.
Yeah.
But it was still pretty nice. I mean, it was nice out when it was raining, too. It was just wet, and it literally was like flooding because it was just pouring for like 2 hours, and then it stopped, and then it started back up a couple different times.
Yeah, the temperature's been nice. It's just been wet for the most part, but that's how the spring is.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude. Oh my god, it's almost summertime. Oh,
Bro,
fucking be outside all the time and do sick
it's
shit.
gonna be super hot, and I'm gonna want to die probably.
Yeah, same. I have like full beard now, so I'm like, should I just keep it or die?
My mustache that I had for the longest time, I shaved finally,
Oh yeah.
and I don't know. I shaved it because for the summer, but I'm sure it's gonna come back pretty soon
Yeah.
because I got used to it.
Especially since you grew it out so long, so now your body's just used to having it there. Well, not used to, but it's used to growing out and not getting shaved constantly. So
Yeah.
it'll probably grow in pretty fucking quick.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, I know.
The only facial hair that my mother doesn't hate is my mustache. So.
She's like, oh, no beards, but mustache. I'm thinking of the Drake meme. Beard, mustache. None of the listeners can even tell what I was doing, but if you know the Drake meme, the beard is him looking away and shooing it away.
Yes,
and
from
the mustache
Hotline
is,
Bling.
Yes, the mustache is him doing like the pointing and smiling. Yes.
Yes, yep.
I love the lack of topics we have to talk about today.
Yeah, we have nothing to talk about today.
Our lives are super fucking boring, so we have nothing to fucking talking about.
But we still have a podcast.
Gotta fucking do it. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, we do.
Oh yeah, we watched movies the other night.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I wanted to talk about this movie that we saw.
So
Our friend Jacob.
yeah, he
that
was on the
the podcast.
He was on our last one, episode 9.
Yeah, I think so. We had a movie night at our friend Donnie's house. And Jacob was like, he made this list of movies. And he was like, well, he said most of them were horror movies, which is fine. I like horror movies.
I love horror movies.
So he was like, most of them are horror movies. And so it came down to 2 movies. He asked Donnie, he was like, do you want to watch The Void, Donnie, or do you want to watch We're Still Here? And Donnie chose The Void. And it turns out that The Void is like the goriest movie ever made. Probably not, but it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty gory. There was a lot of
spoilers for this movie because we're probably going to go to in-depth on it because it's funny.
Yeah. So the reason it was so gory is because the fucking people like turned into these weird fucking creatures, and they literally like just the normal people just like kept hitting them with axes and shooting them with guns and shit, and it would just show them getting shot with the guns and fucking chopped off like limbs and shit.
Yeah, the movie started out like there's just these 2 guys killing these people in this house, and you're like, what the hell is going on? And they just burn this lady to death, and this guy runs away. This guy who's from a show that Josh and I like to watch.
Yeah, Letterkenny?
Letterkenny. It's the guy who plays Rold from Letterkenny.
Yeah.
And so he runs away, and the cop finds him, which is apparently like the main character of the movie. And they go to this hospital, and this guy's like freaking out, so they put him to sleep, and they meet this weird like doctor guy. And it turns out that the cop, his wife works at this hospital as the doctor, one of the main doctors. And it turns out that they had a miscarriage, or not a miscarriage, but their daughter was born, and like the umbilical cord was wrapped around its neck or something, and it died.
Yeah.
Something
So
weird like that.
Pretty much the doctor, he seems creepy off in the beginning, but then he just kind of like, whatever, it's a doctor, not a big deal. And then he just, there's these fucking random people in like
Robes?
costumes.
Yeah.
Like drapes over their head.
With a triangle on them. Just white drapes, so they look like they're in the KKK, but there's just a triangle.
Yeah, without pointy hats. And there's just a black triangle where the face should be. And so they're just standing around. They pretty much have nothing to do with the movie at all.
Yeah, like not at all.
It's really weird how they just added them in there like that.
So there's all these people just trapped in a hospital.
Because these people in these white drapes are outside, so they're like, oh shit, they're gonna kill us.
So the two random guys that were killing the people from the beginning show up to the hospital as well.
and they're still trying to kill the guy that escaped from the house.
They're still trying to kill the guy that escaped. But they're like, okay, well, we need to figure out what's going on, of course. So it turns out that the doctor, his wife had a miscarriage as well. So the doctor just kind of disappears at some point in this movie. This random monster comes out.
No. The doctor gets killed. The doctor gets his throat cut.
Oh, yeah, he does.
And then at some point, they're like, wait, where the fuck's the doctor's dead body?
Yeah. Well, this weird, like, monster comes out, first of all. And they have to, like, they're trying to kill it, but they run out of ammo, so they just take axes, and they're just swinging away at this thing. And it looks like, I don't even know how to explain what it looks like.
They used, like, animal guts to make the special effects.
Yeah.
And they were literally just chopping away, so there was just fucking shit flying everywhere.
So they just, they hacked away at this thing, and it died.
Yeah, finally, after hitting it with the axe like 90 times, and they showed it the entire time of them just hitting the axe for like 2 minutes.
And there's this...
Like, all right.
So, whatever. So they kill this. They're trying to protect... Well, there's a pregnant girl. There's like a pregnant teenager girl, and she's there with her grandpa because just the father, I guess, wasn't...
Yeah, they were in the hospital when they got there.
Yeah. And the one character makes a funny comment, but I'm not going to say it, but it made me laugh. Because I don't remember the exact, like, I don't remember exactly what he said, but it had to do with the girl, and it made me laugh, even though it was really, like, obviously inappropriate, but it was funny. But anyway, so there's a pregnant girl there. The doctor's dead. There's a nurse that, like, is in training and doesn't know what she's doing.
I think she's an intern, yeah.
Yeah. She's an intern. The guy's wife gets... This is really confusing, I'm sure, but... so...
I mean, the movie itself was confusing as shit.
Yeah, the movie
there was like 90 different things going on.
Yeah, the movie was very confusing. The story was not well fleshed out, but... Like, as they were fighting that, like, weird monster, the two, like, random guys that showed up from the beginning and the cop, his wife... The cop's wife got, like, kidnapped from the weird doctor that showed up randomly, who was dead, but then showed up and, like, took her. And so she wakes up in, like, the basement of the hospital, which I guess was the morgue. And she's got, like... He did this weird, like, thing to her, and she became, like, this weird monster. Like, this weird, crazy-ass monster that I guess... I have no idea. I guess it's just something that he does to people who have... miscarriages, I don't know, or just women in general, because there was other women that turned into monsters, and so he did that to her. And while this is happening, he's like peeling skin off his body, and he like turns into this like weird black like demon thing. So it's like, what the hell was... I have no idea what was going on.
It's just hilarious because the way we're explaining it makes it sound like it's fucking retarded, because it actually was, like...
Yeah, this is basically how the movie... Like, this is how the movie was.
There was, like, 19 different storylines going on. Like, what the hell were the white draped people? What the hell were the monsters?
Yeah, there was
why did the doctor just... How did he just randomly turn into some, like, demon alien thing that's, like, crazy and looks nothing like the other monsters? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I was just super confused about all of it, because I was like, at the end of the movie, like when he was like at the triangle portal thing, there was like the two. He was like, "Oh, these are my disciples." It's
Yeah.
like, but they make literally no difference whether they're there or not. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
They're just his disciples, I guess. They were just there to watch. I don't know. So, yeah, so the guy's wife turns into this weird monster, and they go down into the morgue, and they're trying to find him, the doctor. And they go down another staircase, which apparently never existed.
Yeah, it just another.
They're like, so they turned out going into, which apparently was hell, I guess, or at least they wanted you to think it was hell that they went down into, because there was all this weird, crazy shit. And so the guy finds his wife and kills his wife because obviously she's some grotesque monster. And then they get split up. Oh, all the while, the guy that they were trying to kill at the beginning of the movie that ran away is like, it was addicted to like meth or something. So they're like, well, his life is useless. Let's make him go first.
Yeah, they were making him go into all the doors and stuff first.
They were like, why don't you know what's going on? Even though they didn't know what was going on. And then they were like, why don't you know what's going on? And they just made him go first.
Well, they found the pictures in the box in the doctor's office, and the fucking guy was in one of the pictures, so they were like freaking out.
Yeah.
They were like, "You know everything that's going on, Ree."
But in reality, he didn't, and then died.
Yeah.
So, so they all get split up, and the cop ends up with like the doctor guy, and then the two other guys run away. They end up getting caught. Well, okay. The girl that was pregnant ends up coming down the stairs, and apparently it was the doctor's child that she was pregnant with.
Yeah, she killed her grandpa.
But the child that she has is another like crazy fucking monster thing.
Yeah.
And it stomps around, and there's someone was like laying on the ground, and it stomped on their head.
It was one of the dudes in the white sheets.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, one of the dudes in the white sheets. They killed themselves. And then the monster came out of the lady and just stomped on its head. And I was like, okay.
It was just stomping around. It was really funny to me.
It was really funny because it was just shitty.
So, yeah, so the guys get away and they fight. The one guy gets away and they don't even really explain what happens to him. He ends up with, like, the intern nurse at the end of the movie, and they don't really explain what happens to them.
Yeah, they're just like, oh. Well, I think the nurse got thrown through the thing, didn't she? And then he ran up, and like the demon doctor guy was like choking him out or something, and he like leveraged forward and pushed them both through the portal.
Yeah, because he was like choking him, and he was like, just relax and you can be with your wife or whatever. And instead of just, there was like a giant triangle portal on the wall, and the guy was getting choked, the cop, and he just tackled him through the portal, and I'm like, well, that was a real power move. I don't know why he would go into his own dimension like that. That doesn't seem like a very good idea to me.
It's pretty memey, though.
But then they woke up, and he's with his wife, and there's just giant pyramids. Just giant black pyramids.
Floating in the sky.
Yeah.
It's like, all right. And then it gives zero context.
And then the movie just kind of ends. So I was like, alrighty.
I don't know. It was pretty good. I mean,
I enjoyed
the storyline and everything was stupid as fuck, but
yeah,
it was pretty entertaining.
I liked the effects. Like, I like practical effects like that. And I like to see gory stuff like that, but it's a kind of, I enjoy it. I know Jacob likes gory movies because he likes Bone Tomahawk and friggin'
Cell Block.
Brawl on Cell Block 99. But those
I liked that movie.
I love Brawl on Cell Block 99.
That movie's so good. Even all the practical effects are like fucking like when the guy get his head stomped on.
Yeah, the guy's head is in like a hole and he just stomps it.
I like how that guy just beats the living shit out of like everybody in that movie, but he's just in prison. Vaughn. It's pretty good.
Brawl on Cell Block 99, that's a good movie. You should go watch
definitely watch. Yeah.
And Bone Tomahawk. Josh hasn't seen that.
I have not seen Bone Tomahawk.
Watching as well. They're made by the same guy. Also, a movie called Dragged Across Concrete that Jacob and I watched. I think we talked about this before, and we had drinking rules for it. It was every time there was jazzy music, we drank. This was the rule, we forgot. Every time there was jazzy music, we drank. Every time they used a percentage, every time there was a racist joke, and every time someone's fingers got blown off.
That's amazing. And on the same night that we watched The Void, we watched The Green Room.
Which was actually a good movie.
Yeah, I actually liked that movie.
It's a couple years old now.
Yeah. It was pretty much just this band. They were dirt poor. And
Spoilers for this, I guess, as well.
Yeah, they were just dirt poor.
It's a couple years old, so whatever.
They both those movies come out.
Yeah, both those movies are like 3-4 years old now. So,
and they're not like AAA titles. So.
Yeah, they're not blockbusters. Yeah, we're gonna spoil Avengers Endgame 2 right now.
And so there's like these dirt poor like rock band, and they're just doing whatever gig they can to get money, and they have to like siphon gas and shit because they all live in a fucking van, and they're just trying to get by, I guess. So they're like a failing rock band, and they have a friend that had connections to a bar in the middle of the woods, so they go to it. And apparently it's just a Nazi bar. And there's just skinheads and stuff at the bar. And they're like, hey, whatever. And then the first song they sing, they're just like, Nazis suck, blah, blah, blah. And they're like...
The song goes, Nazi punch, Nazi punch, Nazi punch, fuck you, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. They just kept saying that over and over again.
So it's like, okay. And everybody was like mad at them.
And then they just started moshing.
They were like, thanks, that one was a cover. And then they just went to the next song, and everybody just started.
Yeah, everybody was fine after that. So everything was fine and dandy. They got paid and everything. But then the one guy in the band was like, "Oh, I forgot my phone," and they just went in the room that they were in, like the dressing room, the green room,
the green room, yeah.
And they witnessed a murder, and they were like, "Oh shit!" So the Nazis were like, yeah, we got to do something about that.
Yeah, so they all kept him trapped in the green room. Hence the name of the movie. And they had to try to escape, basically. Even though Patrick Stewart was like the leader of the Nazis and owned the bar.
Yeah, he was the bar owner. It was pretty decent. I don't know, that movie was really good.
Yeah. There's less spoilers because there's less weird shit happens. So
yeah, it's pretty much just generic.
That's basically they witness a murder and then they have to escape.
Yeah, pretty much. They're like, we can't let them get away because they'll tell the cops. So they're like, all right, let's try to kill them. And then there was just dogs and shit, and
fighting dogs, and
the one of the girls.
A lot of the people die.
Yeah, a lot of them. One of the girls and one of the guys survive. That's pretty much it. Even though the guy that survived is the one that got fucked up the most.
The guy that survived got his arm cut the fuck.
Because he was holding the gun through the door.
Yeah.
And they just slashed his fucking hand or his whole arm with knives, and that almost cut his hand off.
The guy that survives in the movie, the actor that plays him, Anton Yelchin, died in real life a couple years ago. He lived in... This is it's funny, but it's not funny at the same time. It's not
funny, but the way it happened is just ridiculous.
The way he died is ridiculous because his car was parked in his driveway in California. Apparently he had like a steep driveway, and he parked his car, but the engine was still running, and he got out of the car and was, I don't know what he was doing.
I assume he was like going to close a gate or something.
Yeah, he must have got out to close the gate to his car, like his driveway or something, and the car apparently started rolling down the hill and like literally rolling, like barrel rolling down the hill, and crushed him up against his gate and killed him. So that's an interesting way to die.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
He was really young too. He was in like his 20s when he died.
Some of the worst luck you could possibly have. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go to the grocery store. Oh shit, I forgot to close my gate. Oops.
What a weird way. I mean, yeah. This guy was also in Star Trek and a few other movies, but...
The newer Star Trek?
Yeah, the new Star Trek he was in.
I've seen him in something, but I couldn't pinpoint it. And I didn't see the Star Trek movie, so... I don't know. I've watched a lot.
Yeah, we also saw, since the last time we saw Avengers,
Yeah, we saw.
obviously we won't say anything about that.
Yeah, we
but
saw Avengers. I mean, the ban is lifted anyways, but it doesn't matter. A lot of people still haven't seen it. But, yeah, we saw Avengers.
we saw it opening night, and it was kind of like a last-minute thing, too.
Yeah, and the fucking theater was empty as
Yeah,
shit.
the theater was only like half full.
It's like, alright, whatever. It was fine, though. I liked it. I'm not super invested in it, but I liked it.
Yeah, I'm not super invested in Avengers either, but I thought it was alright.
But, I watched National Treasure again. I've seen that movie like 90 times.
Oh, boy.
I watched I Am Legend yesterday, or the day before, actually. Actually, it was yesterday. No. I don't fucking know. Yesterday I watched the Ted Bundy movie that they just added on Netflix.
The one with Zac Efron?
Yeah. That's actually a pretty okay movie. I liked it. It's a Netflix original, but it's got all like AAA actors in it, so it was okay. I don't know. I liked it. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I watched the Ted Bundy movie, which I enjoyed. It was pretty okay. And then, yeah, so I've just seen a lot of movies lately. A lot more than I normally watch.
I don't watch movies generally, so
I've been playing a lot of Rocket League, though.
I played one game of Rocket League today. I was playing it casual, and I joined, and I ended up missing the ball, and then someone like flew in and hit the ball and scored on my team. And I just came into a random casual game, and I was like, oh, sorry, my bad. And the guy just typed terrible. My teammate typed terrible, and I was like, all right, I'm leaving.
I love when people are tryhard as fucking casual, because it's just like, bud, do you see the playlist you're playing as, you fucking retard?
Literally.
Like, oh, you're playing casual, but you're gonna be salty? There's a reason why there's a separation between casual and ranked. Like, it's your fault for doing casual, because you could literally play with someone that just started playing the game.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
Oh,
Not
wow.
that I just started playing the game, I just missed it really badly, but... Because the guy was doing so well, of course.
Literally everybody
The guy
does
was
that.
doing absolutely nothing.
Oh, my favorite is when you whiff with a goal in front, but you already have 3 goals and your teammate doesn't have anything, and they're like, oh, nice. And they're like, what a save, over and over again. It's like, okay, you're going to be a salty person, and you literally have 60 points, and I have 340.
The guy, I set up a goal for the guy, and he scored it. That was the only goal he got in the time that I played. So it's not like he was playing that well to begin with, but he just wanted to be salty anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, the toxicity in that game is ridiculous. It's not really exciting. It's always funny. I had a guy, I don't know if you were here, but I had a guy the other day, and he was trash talking in the chat and then left after I scored a goal. And he sent me a message on Xbox saying you're trash. And I was like, you literally left the game. And he was like, oh, you're so cool. And I was like, whatever. And then I joined another game and he was in it. And I scored 3 goals in a row and he left again. So I sent him a message and I was like, dude, you literally just left again. And he was like, you're bad, in all caps. And I was like, okay, sure.
Gotta love people.
It's like, you literally, there's no justification to anything you're saying right now. But okay, I'm so bad, but I made you rage quit twice in a row. Sure. That's what happens with games with chats like that, though. It's just always cancer.
Yeah, that's why I play single-player games.
Yeah.
I started another career mode in Madden 19, because I always do that, even though I hate Madden 19. But I made myself get drafted by the Washington Redskins as their quarterback. But I'm still the backup, so I just have to kick field goals, which is pretty boring.
Yeah, I got Madden 18 because I wanted to try out Ultimate Team, and it just turned out to be really shitty. Which I expected it to be anyways, because it's EA Madden, so it's just bad. And I was like, I haven't had a Madden since 2015, so whatever. 2015 was the last year Madden was okay. I like Madden 15.
I like Madden 17, but Madden 19 is just broken, I think.
Yep, it's super bad. I still follow the Ultimate Team subreddit, so I just still see posts in my feed sometimes, and people are just constantly complaining about EA and like stupid shit they're doing with packs.
Wow, sounds about right. And then I also have NHL 19, but that game's alright. It's just hard. It's a lot harder than... I used to play NHL 14 a lot, and NHL 19 is a lot harder than that, which I guess just means I'm bad, but...
I've never played any NHLs. I mean, I've played them, like, randomly, like, just to play, like, in your basement a few times. I've played with a couple of the other people. I think I played with Jacob once or something. But I just literally don't know how to play the game, so it's just bad. I'm like, I literally have no clue how any of it works. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But whatever.
I know what the fuck's going on, and I'm just bad at it, so it's alright.
Other than that, I'll just stick to my fucking Call of Duty and Rocket League.
Yeah.
The only games I play.
I play NASCAR sometimes, but I have to be in the mood for it. I want to buy another racing wheel, because my other wheel broke. So that's fun. I bought the cheapest wheel I could, which was $100, and it broke. So that's fun.
Should have gotten the warranty, dude.
I bought it on Amazon, I think. And it shipped from Niagara Falls, New York to Lockport, New York, which is really close. It's like 3 towns over.
Was it from like an actual store or was it from a person?
It was, I don't know, it was from someone on like, not Amazon. Was it eBay or Amazon? I don't know. One of those websites.
Was it new when you got it?
No, it was used. So that's probably why.
Yeah, they probably fixed it and they were like, yeah, here we go.
It still kind of works, but like, I don't know, it just constantly wants to turn to the left. No matter what I do, it's always trying to turn to the left, so... Did
you try to take the wheel off? Or is there a way to take the wheel off?
I took it off, and I looked at the wiring, and I saw the wiring was all, like, fucked. So I was like, oh, I can see why. The wiring was, like, held together with, like, hot glue. So I was like,
He literally just fixed it and then sold it to you.
I was like, something... I was like, I'm not surprised if this just kind of stops working.
Wow,
and it did.
That's actually, I would be super pissed.
Well, I mean, I got a lot of use out of it, honestly. Probably not $100 worth, but I did use it for a while.
Whenever I buy stuff, and I just get it, and I'm like, this is clearly fucked up, but all right.
Like that mic, the new mic that we bought.
Yeah, So, like in episode 8 at the beginning, we now have 2 mics, so our audio quality is fucking way better, as you can probably hear in this. I mean, I won't know until I replay this, but I'm assuming it's fine. But I bought another Yeti mic, and Yeti mics are literally like the best fucking mic. Well, one of the best mics you can get for like a lower budget. It's like $120. And I fucking get home and unpackage it, and it's just broken. Like, it still works fine and everything, but all the buttons are, like, off-center. Like, there was 0 quality control. And there's 4 settings on the back, but it'll only let me click it 3 times. So I'm just like, oh, okay. And, like, the volume button and stuff get stuck because they're, like, protruding sideways a little bit. Because it's just literally just not put together correctly. And, yeah, I was pretty salty, but I didn't do anything about it because it still works fine for what I need it for, so.
And it wasn't, like, recording right away at first. And Josh was like, did this thing get dropped or something? So he took it and dropped it on the ground again.
Yeah, I took it and I just, like, literally just held my arm out and then dropped it on the floor. And I'm like, it works now.
And then, we ended up fixing the issue, which had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, it still works. I mean, they are meaty. They're high quality.
Yeah, they're...
But...
I don't know. I'm not too worried about it because I have 2 of them, so I'm not like... If I need to use one individually by itself for something else, then I'll just use the good one, so... I'm not too worried about it. And that's the one I'm using right now, so it still sounds fine. And I used it for the last 2 episodes, so... Whatever. I'm not too worried about it.
So... Fun stuff.
So we're like definitely out of topics to talk about.
Yeah.
Nothing exciting happened this last week or two since our last episode, so we really struggled to do much crazy topics. So if you're listening to this and you thought it was dry and boring, it's because it probably was. So yeah, we
Isn't
apologize.
that all of our podcasts, though?
I mean, at least they usually have something entertaining going on. Now, in this one, you just get a 30 minutes long explanation about a movie.
Yeah.
That's fine. So, yeah, we're probably just going to end it here. If you haven't already, and you're hearing this now, or if you're a new listener, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Our Twitter is at LamentableP. Our Instagram is Lamentable Podcast. And our Facebook is Lamentable Podcast as well. Of course, we're on YouTube, Lamentable Podcast. Search it up. You can just search up Lamentable Podcast in Google and find all of this stuff in order, because I did that earlier and discovered that we're finally on the front page of Google when you search up Lamentable Podcast, because we weren't before for whatever fucking reason, because we're the only Lamentable Podcast, so we should have been fine, but it was just showing random other podcast stuff.
Yeah.
So now it shows our YouTube channel. You can follow us on Spotify, Lamentable Podcast. Just search it up, and where you search for music, and we'll pop up. Or you can just go right in the podcast directory, right in the Spotify app, and search it that way too. It doesn't really make a huge difference since it's all the same thing. And obviously, if you use Podbean or anything, we're on there, just because that's our host that we use. But, yeah, so give us a follow.
Smash that fucking like button, boy.
Yeah, bro, don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, can you like and subscribe? Like, or I'll steal your Fortnite information. Lol.
Yes. I'll take your V-Bucks.
All right. See you later.